Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to my Warhammer 3 Strongest Faction series. A few days ago, I laid out my argument for Orion and the Wood Elves being the strongest faction in the game, and while I still stand by my argument, there were a few other factions that were brought up into the discussion, one of them being MALUS Darkblade and the Dark Elves. So what we're looking at here is Legend of Total War's first turn Blitz as MALUS Darkblade, and it's kind of hard to make the argument that any faction could be stronger than a faction that can conquer the whole map in a single turn. However, this was done with a pretty major exploit in the game, which may or may not get patched out. I haven't even checked if it has been patched out as of yet. But essentially, there's a movement bug in the game. I won't go into detail as to how it works here. If you want to check out how it works, I'll leave a link in the description to Legend's video, and he'll be much better at explaining it, and you'll see how he operates the movement exploit and how he was actually achieved this pretty incredible feat here with MALUS Darkblade. But I mean, the reason why it works really well with MALUS, I don't think you'd be able to do this with another faction for two reasons. One is the Dark Elves have black arcs, and the black arcs allow you to take advantage of the movement exploit, just give you a little bit more mobility and the ability to actually get to some of the island provinces, I believe. I don't think you'd be able to do it with another faction other than the Dark Elves. But the reason why MALUS, you pretty much have to use MALUS, is because of the fact that he is possessed by the demon Tazarkin. And so when you switch forms between MALUS and Tazarkin, it allows you to sort of replenish some of your hit points. So in the early stages of the campaign, you're able to actually recover from battles that you elsewise wouldn't be able to recover from. While I stand by the Wood Elves and Orion as the strongest faction, I do have to concede the fact that yes, in the game's current state, and while this exploit is still available to use, MALUS would have to be considered the strongest faction in the game, though there is a big asterisk, of course, that being it being achieved with an exploit. And so you could make the the demon is so damn creepy, but definitely cool. Yeah, definitely cool aspect. Just really, gets you in the mood to play, or in the pulls you into the lore for sure. Really great job with the voice acting in there by CA. But anyway, I mean, you could make the argument that some of Orion's mechanics maybe are broken. For example, the reduction in upkeep cost for units. You could perhaps make the argument that's a broken mechanic. However, I would say it's more of an overpowered mechanic rather than a broken mechanic. So, an overpowered mechanic is a gameplay mechanic that's very strong and adds to the game, just immerses you more into the game. But a campaign mechanic, once it becomes broken, sort of takes you out of the game and sort of, makes the game less fun. Whereas I would say Orion's mechanics are still really, really fun to play. Now, when you get into the area of an exploit is a game mechanic that is functioning in a way that was not intended. Orion's mechanics are all functioning in a way that was intended to be played in the game, whereas an exploit in this case is breaking the rules of the game, and it was never intended to be that way. So the other thing I would say about this as well, the last thing I want to add, is that Legend of Total War meticulously and painstakingly did this. Heaven knows how long this took him to do, though. I mean, Legend is, pretty quick going through these games and stuff. But still, this is an incredible feat here, just in terms of the planning that was involved and the time it took and the dedication to, push through this. This is, pretty much, I would say, at least a week of him just non-stop playing this game. And I can't imagine it being a ton of fun, to be perfectly honest. Certainly very rewarding, to achieve something like this, but I can't imagine it being a whole lot of fun playing through a campaign like this. Whereas, again, with Orion, I think just the way the faction functions, ton of fun to play. Like, I haven't had a dull moment yet in that Wood Elf campaign, and we are creeping in on full map completion. So that's all I've got for you guys today. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know in the comments, who is your pick for the strongest faction in Warhammer 3. There's a few more factions that I intend to cover, and yeah, let's open up the argument. Which faction is the strongest, and which one do you guys prefer? Which one is the funnest to play? So thank you so much for watching. Have yourselves a wonderful day, and I'll see you guys next time.